So it's been a little bit since I have made one of these videos. A couple big life changes that have gotten in the way. One being that I moved, and the second being that I've accepted a kickboxing match, and that's going to take place on February 10th.
So today I'm at Wilmore Disc Golf Park, and it's also now my new home course, which is really nice. It's a pretty long course, and it's one that really I'm working on getting to the point that I can shoot even. This first hole is 268 feet. It's a par 3, and let's just get it rolling. Oh no, I got way up in the trees. That was a tough one. That's a tough start. Got about a 120-foot approach shot here. Nothing too crazy. It wasn't a great tee shot, but I do have a straight look at the basket. We'll see. That one might have been way long. So that was a pretty good one. Nice little tap in. We got par. So honestly, this is a course right now where I'm just hoping to throw par. There's a few holes that I have the opportunity, if I get a break and throw it just right, that I can get a birdie. But to be honest, like, par is great right now for this course. Although I do have my good luck charm. Yep, I'm talking to you, buddy. Literally all of my best rounds ever, especially in the last 4 to 6 weeks, he has come with. So we've got my dog, we've got my wife today. So hole 2, a little bit of a longer one. Current pin placement, 453 feet. Throwing this MVP Insanity, getting a little bit of it. First time I'm throwing an understable disc, and this thing has been fantastic. And the big correction I need to make from the last throw, I threw when the nose was facing up. I need to keep that nose down a little bit. So that's what we'll be focusing on right here. It's all right. That'll work. Man. For as cool as trees are, they just never help. Pretty similar shot to the second shot on my last hole. Just about, watches tell me 180. So a little bit, definitely a good little bit further, but all in all, I need to throw basically the same thing. And that's way too low. That one was short. Definitely just released it way too low, and soft bid, we get close. Tap in for a bogey. Also, as you can see, we have definitely gotten some cold weather. This is the first or second day in the last 5 that we've gotten above freezing. Been seeing 0 or less. And that little water feature there looks pretty frozen. Hole 3, current pin placement was at 317, it's par 3. I'll be sticking with this Insanity for a lot of the drives today. Just kind of learning that disc, and it's been treating me pretty well. So basket is up and a little bit to the left in between a bunch of trees, but it's not that tight. Get over. That is much further to the right than I thought, but that should play all right. Nice little look at the basket. I'm in a lane between the trees. Within 100 feet, it's just a layup. So just kind of toss it in there to set up a nice, easy tap in. Appears I've done an okay job. For a split second, I thought I had a chain out. That would have been bad. All right, hole 4, 324 feet up. Actually, it's pretty well straight, but I've got this fun tree right here, which makes it a little bit goofy. It's a par 3. This is one of those ones, I know I'm playing pretty all right if I can get out of these next 2 holes on par. So if I don't add a stroke, it's pretty good. Also, I need to get into it. I haven't quite found that pop yet today. That was better, but well, maybe. That was a big skip. I think that might have rolled right behind a tree. I might not have fun with this one. All right, for as different as these holes are, they've all played out the same. Throughout the Insanity, get close-ish, throw the envy, putt. Yes. That is good. That is good. Done. Sick. All right, hole 5's a par 4, 563 feet. It is out and then a good chunk to the left. Really what I'm hoping to do is get anything close to resembling out past these first few trees out here in this bunch on the right side, and then before it ever breaks left, but we'll see what happens. Maybe, maybe. Close-ish. You know what, that one's solid. That's probably one of my better tee shots on this hole. Got about 300 feet to the pin. I get a straight look at it. Probably the best I've ever done on this drive. This is my first good chance at a birdie on this one, to be honest. That is really short. So that was just a really soft shot. I just did not sit and rip on it. And apparently I just loved these 100-foot approaches today. So I'm gonna try a little forehand right here. That has not been a reliable throw for me lately. Hopefully we'll find something. That's closer than I thought it was. Hole 6, 225 feet. This is definitely the most birdieable hole, but the fun part is that even if you nail your drive and you're not within like 15 feet, you're probably looking at a death putt, which means there's like some sort of big fall off, and in this case, fall off in water. Although I think it's frozen, so that'll be, hopefully we just avoid the scenario. I think we are pretty happy with that one. Guard my disc, buddy boy. All right, so not quite a full-on death putt, but consequences, I should just make it. Shucks. Stretch that bogey into a par. 420-foot par 4, hole 7. This is one of these holes, like, it's got a lot of there's a lot of ways to play it. But if you're off by a little bit, you're probably not really playing for a birdie. I have birdied this one, but I have to execute pretty freaking perfect if I'm going to get it done. Very not super stoked about that at all. Well, I'm giving myself a nice blind shot by being way off over here. That being said, it is definitely doable. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Well, this will be a fun puzzle to solve. I'm not wildly far away from the basket, and I got a little downhill going for me. That being said, I've got to figure out how I'm getting in here and how the heck I'm gonna go after this one. Did I mention something about learning how to operate on awkward angles in a video? Here's obviously a big challenge with my prosthetic. I've got to be very good at pinning this thing into the ground. Basically, I needed to avoid that from happening and things would have been okay. Bummer. All right. I don't know if that was a lost birdie or a saved par. I'm really not sure how to feel about that one. 311-foot par 3 here for hole 8. It plays a good bit longer. It's a good bit of elevation. It is out and a little bit to the left. So really I'm just trying to get as close to the top of that hill as I can. Get off that tree. Nope. Got about 170 feet up the hill and around a tree. Nope, didn't get around the tree. Par streak is definitely over here, as this is 4 par, and there is, well, I'd have to literally shoot a laser beam. That's as good as I could have hoped for there. Just get it into range to put it in for bogey. It's about as good as I've ever thrown this tee shot. Got this tree in the way, so I don't really have a straight on, so nice little straddle right here. All right, we got a couple of long holes back to back. This is 517. It is clear over anything that you can see right here. It's got a couple trees that kind of force a little bit of a shape that I'm not particularly good at, so that's fun. This is one of those holes that I'm getting closer and I'm getting better at it. Turn over. If that turns over, which it's not, I would have been pretty happy with it. This is basically right where I don't want to be throwing this from. All in all, that could have been a lot worse. It's a layup putt. That almost turned into an interesting layup putt. Cool. Closer than I thought it was going to be. And we're on par. 620 foot, par 4. At some point, this will be in a 900 foot pin placement. That's a par 5. All out of my reach. It's okay. Well, that was not a good shot at all. And I have a position where I cannot really throw a backhand without putting it right into this tree that's about 15 feet in front of me. So I've just got to really hope that I can get a forehand out there and at least put me in a decent spot. This is damage control. So going with the Crave, just trying to throw something straight and low, because while it doesn't look like there's a lot of tree coverage for what I'm looking at right now, there is a lot of branches. If I was 10 feet over there, this is a much easier shot. And I didn't do anything I just said, but it got through. 1, 2. Well, that was fortunate. That was fortunate. Well, if getting through those trees was a good balance, it really balanced out whenever I put this huge tree right in front of me from under 40 feet away. Hole 12, 290, par 3. This one's going to demand a forehand off the tee. Luckily, it's been going better today than it normally does, but that may have been the wrong thing to say. So, figure it out. Okay. That is good enough plus. I really just need to get over the top of the hill. Just going to chuck up a long putt, just try to get close. That was not very close. Luckily, I haven't had to hit a lot of longer putts today. This still isn't like longer, but I think it's probably the longest one. .294 par 3. Just got to get it past the trees. Really just got to get the throw nose down with a little bit of power behind it, and then the disc will fade and do its thing. That was solid, little bit of a roll. Opportunity for par. I'll take that every time. .346 par 3, hole 14. I just need to get a little umph on these throws. The rest of the holes here are all very doable for me from a shooting par standpoint. I got to get a little more on the drive that I've been getting today. Should be a nice makeable putt. All right, so while I'm not very far away, I definitely did not give myself an opportune setting. Hole 15 is a par 3, 350 feet. Basically, I'm just trying to be able to get a clear view of the basket. I'm going to get the drive out to the right and just out there in the middle of those few trees. That was really skip dependent. We'll see. At minimum, I'm looking at the basket. Got me a nice clear look at the basket, but I am a little bit over 100, and to be honest, I could probably do something with the backhand, but I need to practice the forehand because it's definitely the better option right here. And like I said, today's been better. Okay. All right. Par 3, 323. Relative to the tee pad that faces here, the basket is out and to the right a good bit. There's just one tree that's like right in the middle. This is one of the holes here. Like I just haven't figured out how I play it best, which is a reason why it's not really been a birdie play for me. Turned over a little bit. Okay. All in all, it's a good look at the basket. It's a long putt, soft bed. Just more than anything, just don't want to go hit it and roll away. And we got a tap in. Honestly, I've been giving away a lot of strokes there and these two holes for no reason lately, so it's good to par them both. 503 foot par 4, hole 17, almost there. And if there is a hole on this course that I have figured out about 0%, this is the one. I really have not had a great run at this hole at any point, so maybe today's the day. But if I'm going to get a good drive, here's the one. It did not turn over like I hoped. We'll see where it is. All in all, not awful. I've got a lane to throw in. I just got to hit it. I don't really have a whole lot of room for a walk up, so it's pretty well just going to be kind of one step and go. Well, we hit the gap. I think I'm pretty happy with that one. That wasn't the line I planned, but I think it'll work. Okay. I know for a fact that I have bogeyed this hole far more than I've hit par, and I don't even know that I've hit par before. So that's a par. That's a win for today, for sure. Hole 18, 339 feet, par 3. If I hit the drive pretty well, like I have been, I should be all right. If not, this hole gets a lot harder. That's a bummer. Well, that would have been a fun way to end it. Should be a good putt. All right, we're on par. Let's see what we got. Looks like I threw +4 today. Honestly, that's a pretty good round for me. I didn't really feel like my throws were that connected, and really felt like I could have thrown my drives a lot better, but obviously I got the job done. Like I said, it'll be a meaningful accomplishment in terms of like developing my skill whenever I can score 0 on this course. So +4 is pretty close. Pretty happy with that one.
Thanks for hanging out, staying to the end of the video. Quick little wrap up here at the end. I don't know if I'll keep doing wrap ups like this, but this one at minimum felt appropriate. So I kind of mentioned a couple times, I just felt like I wasn't getting through the disc. Just felt like I wasn't very connected to what was happening that day. And I was actually really surprised that I shot as well as I did in a golf sense, because the actual throws themselves didn't feel great. They didn't feel as good as they can and as good as they have. So there's a couple notes to take here. The first one being, especially if you're newer, this one's important, is that if you don't always have to throw your farthest to throw your best. That was one of my very best scores on that course. It was a +4. I believe it was a 170 something rated round on UDisc. I'll toss that up. I'll toss up the scorecard and that rating right here. And so I still played good golf. I putted well, and my approach shots overall were pretty good throughout the round. So I still scored well, even though I didn't throw as far as I would have liked. The second one being just the value of video and being able to connect what you're feeling to what's happening. I've identified the error I was making. My reach back position when I was going back with the disc, I don't even love the term reach back, to be honest. I don't think that that's very accurate to what feels best or to what we want to get done there. I'm not actually reaching, but my back position, so as I'm getting ready, if I'm going to throw out this way, I kind of like it to be out here. That's when I throw my best. I was getting in here, and that was forcing my body to round, which was killing my ability to, again, get my weight behind the disc and really get power put into it. And that led to a lot of very unreliable drives, both in like where it was going to be released and how far it was going to go, where it was going to go. It became very unreliable. So by next time I go out there, we'll see when that is. My street is currently covered in a sheet of ice, and I'm not sure when that's not going to be the case. So, but that'll be the big key, is be able to make that correction. So watching the video, I know what that felt like. Okay, I'm feeling that again. That's probably where to start trying to problem solve on the course, instead of, because I would assume most of us, myself included, when I go play, I don't film every single shot and then review it for some purpose later, this one being the video. Excuse me. So that's kind of the quick little wrap up there, is just kind of realizing like there's a lot to learn about this game. I have a lot to learn about this game. And that round, while at times felt a little bit frustrating is a strong word, but there was some annoyance. Like, man, I'm hitting trees on a hole that trees really aren't that big a deal on. Little things like that. Well, now I know why. So, again, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for watching this. Interact with this thing. Like, comment, subscribe is really appreciated. If you've got any things you'd like me to cover, curiosities about this amputee disc golf thing, I would love to cover them. Or if you're an amputee thinking maybe you want to play disc golf, please let me know. I would love to help you out and get this thing started. So as always, thank you.